Black people can't swim.
Why do you want to touch my hair?
Do you like Dutch girls? Do you know him? What are you doing here? Only African guy there. Hey guys, what's up? I'm David, and welcome to my channel. I'm from Zimbabwe, and I stay in the Netherlands. And yeah, so you already know I stick out a lot. And that's got its perks and negatives. Negatives being people ask me a lot of questions. Some of them, yeah, they're cool, but some of them are really, really dumb. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay, so let me just let the cat out the bag. And I'm just really shocked that not everyone, but some people still have this stereotype that Africans or black people can't swim. Yes, some people still think that. Let me tell you a funny story. So back in 2021, right? Like just round about that time where there were still COVID regulations, but then you were allowed to have like stuff in like small groups or medium sized groups. So I remember I had like back pains, but I still wanted to exercise. So I started going swimming at like public pools in The Hague where I live, right? Okay, so bear in mind this is like 2 months after I've moved here. So I know basically no Dutch, right? And then fast forward, now I've changed, I'm wearing my swimming shorts, whatever, I'm ready to go. And then I now walk, I'm walking to the pool, right? And then to my left, there's like three lifeguards, right? And I remember they spoke Dutch to me, right? And then they pointed for me to go there. So because I didn't know Dutch, I didn't know what they said, and I saw them point, so I was like, okay, let me go there. So where they pointed for me to go was to like another room. And because the pool that I was walking to, like the normal swimming pool, seemed like it was full and there were lots of people there. So now I'm going there and I open the door to the room. And then what I see is this really small, like square pool, right? And then I see very, very small kids and then like old people, like grannies and grandpas just swimming in there. And then that's when I was like, wait a minute. I was just sent here because they thought I couldn't swim. So I went back to them, right? And okay, I wasn't really that angry, if I'm being honest, right? So I went back to them, and I'm not the best swimmer or anything, or I'm not asking for anything special. But like, sometimes you just gotta treat people with some respect, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyways, so I then went to them, and then yeah, it was like, dude, there's no ways I walked past you guys with the confidence I had when I knew full well that I couldn't swim. And then yeah, they went on, they said sorry, misunderstanding, bro, we didn't mean it. And yeah, I ended up swimming. But let me tell you, so there's two people, the ones that really do not care that you're different and you're not from it. And then the other person that really cares and will ask you every single question that they have from TikTok or TV that's been on their heads, no matter how dumb it is. And another question that I've gotten a lot, which has actually started to piss me off lately, is like do you know him? So let me explain. All right. So let's say I've met someone here, right, who's met someone else who's from like, let's say, Mozambique or Nigeria, right? And I'm from Zimbabwe. So they'll come chat to me, right? And they'll be like, David, do you know them? And I'm like, how am I meant to just know him? Because where's the relationship? And that's something that's always asked. And I feel like that's just people not understanding or knowing how big Africa actually is. And one day, you know what, I just hope that that question starts being asked to me. And this is another one. So this one is funny and not funny at the same time. So yeah, so you can see my hair, right? And I've been asked a few times, can I like touch it? And I'm always just like, man, why do you want to touch my hair? And you know what, right? It's always like I'm always like, because of course I have friends, right? And they have like a lot way more hair than me. So now I'm always like, if I'm getting asked that, Then you with your afro, like, oh my gosh, your life must be hell. Another one is like, so a while ago, right? I was working as a bartender at like a club. And then a group of these Dutch guys came up to me, right? And they start speaking to me in Dutch. So I was like, spreek two Engels. Yeah, please, quick, can you speak English? Right? So then he was like, yo, bro, I speak English, whatever. Right? Like, he got excited. And then after a few sentences, right, he now pops the question. He's like, David, man, do you like Dutch girls? And then I was like, I really didn't know how to like answer it, because I was like, okay, what's like, what's the relevance in that? And I was like, I said yes, but it's one of those questions where I'm like, is that something that you really wanted to ask me? A few times actually, I've been mistaken for being Dutch, right? And I honestly don't understand how, but people think I am sometimes. And people start chatting to me in Dutch, right? And then when I can't speak back, they realize and they're like, why don't you speak Dutch? Then I'll explain, right? But they'll be like, you've been here for 2 years, right? But like, it is so hard to learn. And I've actually been putting a genuine effort recently, right? And I am struggling to learn. So you need to be with us. I'll get there one day. And here's another one. So like, shout out to my friends from Eastern Europe, right? And yeah, so basically, right, I really took for granted what it is like, like growing up learning with like a lot of internationals around you. So like you meet different cultures, and then you get used to like talking and behaving with other like cultures. So like I said, shout out to my Eastern European friends. So I was chilling with these guys the other day, right? And then like I was asked, yo, are you like, David, are you like comfortable? Like, just always being like, sometimes because you've been in a room, right? And you're like the only African guy there. So like, that's what they were referring to. And at the time I was like, huh? What do you mean? Because like, it's something I'm used to now. And yeah, so like I don't find it weird at all. And then they were explaining to me how like I'm like the first like African friend that they've had, right? And for them growing up, there were no like African guys. Of course, Eastern Europe, yeah, maybe I could have actually thought that through, but like I didn't think it through. And that's just something I found interesting, because like a lot of people haven't had that experience. So that's also why like traveling overseas and all is also like really nice. And here's another one that I've gotten a few times, right? And I don't think it's out of maliciousness or anything, right? But so the way it goes, it's like someone will come to me and be like, David, where are you from? And I'll be like, I'm from Zimbabwe, right? And then they'll be like, what are you doing here? Maybe not in that tone, maybe sometimes in that tone, but they'll be like, what are you doing here? Right? And I'll be like, what do you mean, what am I doing here? And I'll be like, I'm studying. And then they'll be like, why did you choose to come study here? And I know it's interesting and all, but like sometimes it can come off the wrong way. And that's just something I thought I should also like address. But yeah, guys, so those are just a few stereotypes and questions that I've gone through since I've moved here. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I really hope you go check out some of my other videos. And please, 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 guys, before you go, make sure you subscribe. And see you next week.